Hey peoples! So this is my first YouTube video and I am so happy that I am finally doing it. I'm finally going to be starting this journey that I've been trying to do since I don't know when. Since I was 18 years old. I say I keep wanting to do this and I keep wanting to try YouTube videos and I never have, but here's my attempt. So, my name is Eve, it's short for Evelyn. I recently went through a bone marrow transplant and I had to go through chemo for a week, a little over a week actually. And that's why I don't have any hair right now. It was so surprising though because I was expecting my hair to fall out right away, like at least the week of chemo. It wasn't until about 2 weeks later after the chemo that it fell out. I think it was 6 days post-transplant. Post-transplant means that it's been 6 days after the transplant, or like 7 days after the transplant. When I say pre-transplant, it means before the transplant. So day minus 7 pre-transplant means 7 days before the transplant. So if you hear me saying that in any of my videos, that's what it means. I didn't even know what that meant until the doctor was explaining it to me. So yeah, that was a very difficult part in my life, was the bone marrow transplant, but it cured my anemia that I've been living with since I was 6 months old. I've been living with, I could say that now. I no longer live with it. I did have diamond Blackfan anemia, which means that I couldn't produce my own red blood cells. Wow, that's the first time I'm saying that, because that's the first time I'm saying that in past tense. I did have diamond Blackfan anemia. I've been living with that disease since I was 6 months old, and every time the doctor would ask me, what conditions do you have, I would say I have diamond Blackfan anemia. And now, because of that generous donor who was a match, I don't know who he is, somewhere in the world, it was a national, it was in the database of national donors, but thanks to that donor, I no longer live with diamond Blackfan anemia, because I could now produce my own red blood cells. Well, that happened. And on the day of transplant, I actually got an allergic reaction. I'm going to put a picture right here of the allergic reaction. I got 2 liters of bone marrow that day, which was a huge bag. It started at 10 in the morning, didn't end till 9 o'clock, over 8 hours. They had to do two shifts. There was a morning nurse and a night nurse, and the night nurse finally was able to complete the bone marrow transplant. I think it's because the drip was so little. The bone marrow, the blood is so thick. Well, it was not blood, it's bone marrow. The cells are so thick and it takes forever for the drip to go through. A bone marrow transplant is basically like a blood transfusion, if you know what those look like. It's like they put it through your IV and the bone marrow goes into your body. My feet were tingling. The doctor said that was normal. But then later on in the night, when the bone marrow transplant was almost finished, I told the nurse, my lips feel tingly, my cheeks got tingly, and my tongue got tingly. And she went to go tell the doctor immediately, because she was like, okay, well, I'm going to let the doctor know, because, like, what do I do, right? When she was gone, I was telling my husband, like, my face feels really hot. I feel like I'm blushing. And he immediately went to go tell a nurse, like, hey, her face is getting really red, and she says she feels really hot. And the nurse immediately said, I need to give you some Benadryl. And so she put Benadryl into my IV. When Benadryl goes into your IV, you just feel like you're on drugs, a lot of drugs. Like, I saw the wall have pictures on it. It didn't have any pictures on it, by the way. It looked like this wall, but there was like little drawings and stuff. And I felt like weird and woozy, and like the TV was moving, but nothing was moving. But I felt like if I would just stare, it would move. It was crazy. And then at the end of the night, when the nurse was finished giving me Benadryl, she said, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I feel like I'm on drugs right now." And she just laughed. But that was my experience on the day of the bone marrow transplant. If you want more in-depth information, you could see my shorts. I go almost day by day through the bone marrow transplant journey. It was very difficult, especially when I started losing my hair. I started getting very emotional. I have to tell you that this is not my home right now. I'm actually living in a hotel because the doctor wants me to stay near the hospital just in case anything happens after the bone marrow transplant. So he said at least 90 days he wants me to stay in a hotel. But it might be less than that depending on my test results, on how I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So I'm praying that I get to go home soon. Right now it's August 1st. I'm hoping to go home by the end of the month, because I miss my home. Even though I'm going to miss this hotel bed. It's so nice. I love hotel beds. It's going to feel so good to be in my own house, in my own kitchen, and have my own kitchen supplies and cookingware, because the kitchen is so small. But yeah, that's my current living situation. I'm done talking about my health issues now. I'm really into photography, and I love writing. I have multiple journals. I like photography. I do have a small photography business. I did go to college for photography. I'm still working on my college certificate for community college, and I did go to Cal State San Bernardino for a little bit until I realized I was in the wrong major. It's not what I wanted to do. I was getting a visual arts degree. I remember being in a welding class, and I was like, what am I doing? I want to be a photographer. And then that's when I did more research on the visual arts degree, and I was taking welding, ceramics, and it's not what I wanted to do. I had one more year of college too, until I was like, this is not what I want to do. This is not the degree I want. I don't like these classes. And I got tired of getting up at 4 in the morning just to catch the 5 o'clock bus to San Bernardino. It was insane. That was exhausting. And on top of that, it was a bad era in my life. I was constantly getting high. I was constantly drinking. It was just a terrible time in my life. And we'll probably go more into depth with that later on in some future videos. Let me know if you guys want to hear that backstory, because I got a lot of stories about that time in my life. I've always liked being in front of the camera and behind the camera. I am in a lot of home videos. I was usually the one taking the home videos. I love filming my sister growing up. I love filming my family. I love taking pictures because that's how my photography thing got started. I'm just glad I'm finally going through with this and attempting to start this YouTube channel that's been open for years now. So recently, I've been trying to change my ways. I've been trying to be more healthier. I know. I am not the healthiest person. I love junk food. I'm constantly eating fast food, which is really bad for me, especially right now. And I've been having a lot of diarrhea since the bone marrow transplant, and it's because of my medication, the doctor says. But I know, I need to lay off the fast food. I need to lay off going out to eat. That's a lot of money. it adds up so much so quickly. And I know it's such a quick meal, but like, come on, cheese and crackers eat. But I've been trying to make more home cooked meals, which is so hard on this electric stove that this hotel has. Like, oh my gosh, I never want an electric stove. I miss my stove at home so much. And I've been going to the gym twice a day. I've been doing a mile in the morning and a mile at night. This week I'm laying off the treadmill. I'm exercising more on the elliptical and trying to get these weak muscles to not be so weak and jelly-like. Like, look at this. But yeah, I have gummy worms of arms, see? Dude, I did a mile in 20 minutes. What? That was awesome. It might not be much to you, to whoever's watching this. Oh my gosh, but it was so, I felt so proud of myself. And then the next day, oh no, it was the same day, but at nighttime, I did the mile in 19 minutes, 48 seconds. I was beating my time every time. Oh, I loved it. I was so proud of myself. And I immediately told my husband when I came back to the hotel because he was sleeping. I woke him up and I was like, I did a mile in 20 minutes. But I constantly try to beat the time of the mile and go faster, and I don't know if it's good that I'm pushing myself, especially after the bone marrow transplant. So I told my doctor this, that I was exercising 1 to 2 times every day, that I was using the treadmill, the elliptical, weights, and she looked at me and said, we need to talk. And she said it's perfectly normal to feel fatigued after a bone marrow transplant and the amount of chemo that I got and the type of chemo that I got, that I really need to listen to my body. And I just nodded and agreed with her, but I'm still going to push myself. But hey, you only live once, and I got goals I want to complete, you know? And I always want to get better. I never want to stay in the same position. I always want to improve. I've been cooking a lot more. If I don't get mad at my husband like I did the other night and just said, I'm done. Like, you could cook. And I've been drinking smoothies. I've been trying to drink a smoothie every day, whether it's with peaches or the frozen bananas and strawberries that I have. And I've just been looking up healthy drinks that I could start drinking on TikTok. I've just been searching up on TikTok, like, healthy drinks that make you energized, because I've been feeling so fatigued, and according to Google it is because I have a lot of diarrhea, and apparently diarrhea makes you very fatigued and very tired because you're losing a lot of nutrients that keep me energized. But I'm not a very consistent person. I'm trying to change that. I really hope I could stay consistent. No, not I hope. I am. I am going to stay consistent on making these videos, on drinking these smoothies, a smoothie once a day, going to the gym twice a day, always trying to improve myself and get better. I just want to change. I want to prove to myself that I could do this, I could stay consistent, and I can trust myself when I put my mind to something. Because I've quit so many things in my life. I want to prove to myself that I'm not a quitter anymore. I want to keep trying. I want to better myself and feel more comfortable in my body. I think it's important that if you want to change, you have to have that mindset of, I'm going to change. Not that I want to, I'm going to. And just do it. And that's the end of this video. Go like and subscribe, but I can't really tell you what to do. Laters. Well, that's it. Like, filming myself, like, why do I keep saying, like, not woodshop class, what's it called? Talk about what I've been up to. No, let's rewind. Ugh, I didn't like that. Well, no, not bologna. Okay, salami. Oh no, I don't like salami. Ham. I like ham, but ham's bad for you too. Cracker, cheese, and some turkey. I know what to say. I can't really tell you what to do. No, rewind. Okay. Nah. Nope. I didn't like that ending either. Okay. I can't do it with this. Okay, I wanted to do that because okay, let me try it again.